Let's get it started. Oh, wait, hold on. What happened? Oh my God. My music just stopped working mid. What? Oh, that sucks. Oh, well. Oh, I see what's going on here. No, I don't see what's going on here. The music was working and then it just stopped working. So I don't know what that's about. That's so frustrating. This happens like literally I had everything ready to go. Everything was working great. And then all of a sudden the music just stopped working out of no, like literally when I press play and I pick up the microphone to start my thing, it just stopped working. Ain't that a bitch, man? Let's see. There it is. Well, you know how we do on your favorite podcast. Whoa, whoa. Yeah, yeah. Erik Griffin. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah. Welcome back to Riffin with Griffin. On today's episode, we will get into, they canceled my jam, my show, Kaos on, what do you call it, Netflix. And then, 90 days, before the 90 days, bananas, we got to talk about it. Plus, the big news in sports, Aaron Rodgers, he may or may not have gotten his coach fired. We'll discuss it. But welcome back to Erik Griffin. Anyways, welcome back to Riffin with Griffin, y'all. Appreciate you guys being here. Got a late start today. So much stuff going on. Got a kid, new house, who this. So there's always something going on. But thanks for being here. Make sure you subscribe so you know when I'm going live, or just so you know that there's a new episode out there. So check that out. What else? This stupid microphone is always messing up. Hit me on Twitch, y'all. All my Twitch guys, Twitch people, Twitch. We are live all the time on Twitch. I got, I'm still gaming and I still do I haven't been able to get to my Monday nuance just because of traveling and stuff going on with the house. But guys, I'm going to make it up to you because I'm going to have a big, longer episode this coming Monday. So if you Patreon members and people like that, look out for like a almost extended full episode coming next Monday on Monday Nuance, and you can see that on Twitch Live or Patreon. You can get it there. So I appreciate all the Patreon members and all the people that support the show. I appreciate you guys, and thanks for being here, even in the live chat. Love seeing the live chat people. You guys you're the loyal followers. Every time I feel like I'm not going to do this anymore, you guys go, "No, you got to do it, Griffin." But we'll see. We're still getting towards, that point where I don't know if we're going to do it or not. Man, what happened to my camera? Wow. Look how we got to fix that. Like my, my head is like so big on the screen. I don't know what happens to this every single time this happens. I'm like, wait, what's going on here, man? But, anyways, welcome back to Riffin with Griffin. What's going on? I don't even know what's going on, man. There's like, so much is happening right now. So before I even continue going here, I just want to send my condolences to anybody that out there in this hurricane area, man. Like these hurricanes are, ravaging the area. So hey, stay safe out there. I hope try not to worry about possessions, because there's just so many much more important things in life than the things that we own. I know it's easy to say, but it's like, man, it's devastating, especially when we just had that other hurricane. And I got people out there. My boy Vinny's out in Florida. All the people out in Florida right now, if you're listening live, because you still got your internet and all that, just be careful out there. you know, just be safe, you know, button up. And let's hopefully there isn't like too much devastation, but I know it's crazy down there. And I just want you to know you're in my thoughts and prayers for the people down there, you know. Anyways, what's going on in the Griffin household? You know, man, I don't know. Does anybody live where they have to deal with an HOA? Any HOA people out there? If so, let me know your experiences with the HOA. That's my issue with the HOA, dude. First of all, when you're in like a gated community and you spend so much money on a house, right? Like you spending money on a house. Sucker's expensive, man. You know what I mean? And you dealing with a HOA and they acting like they the DMV. It's that kind of urgency, you know? And I just be like, what's going on? So like, I live in this thing where you have to like, it's a new community, so you have to do the front and backyard, you know? So they got this weird application process to get the yard done, you know? What's going on here? I'm so sorry, guys. So there's like this weird application where you have to like, first of all, they said like I was first of all, okay, let's just start here. Like you have to like sign up for the HOA. Okay. So that's like already like, what are we talking about? Sign up for the HOA? Like what are you talking? What? What do you mean sign up for the HOA? Right? You're like, yeah, this should be like, so you get all this stuff comes in the mail. This like HOA package came in the mail. And I was waiting for it for a long time. You had to call the people and be like, where's the package, man? You know, like, where's this big time HOA package that we're supposedly waiting for? So that finally comes, right? Then the HOA package comes, and then you're supposed to like, you know, go online, and there's like all this stuff you have to fill out. You know, you need like, you're like whatever your ID is, right? You know, and then you're like, okay, all right. Then they say, we'll approve your application, and then we'll send you a password. Why? What? You're sending a welcome kit to the address, and I still have to do some kind of nonsense. Oh my God. So then you have to like, you know, so now you got to get the plans, you know, you get the plans of what you want to do for your front and backyard. I got it. I got a guy. He's dope. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, so he's got somebody that's going to fill out the form. You know what I'm saying? They're going to do a 2D design of what they want the thing to, you know, what it's going to look like. Right. So you're like, okay, all right. You know, and sometimes that costs a ton of money. You know, like this one company that came, I liked the guy, but the dude was like, hey man, it's $2,000 for a, you know, you have to spend $2,000 on this drawing. I'm like, what? And then, what are you talking about? $2,000? So then the HOA though says like, here's an example of the drawing. It was like a 6-year-old did it. It was like boxes, like, you know, just like regular drawing, like you on a piece of paper. What the hell you need a $2,000 3D rendering for, right? So already like, that's the kind of stuff you have to deal with these companies. Okay, so this guy was like, don't worry, I'm gonna get it done. You know, so the company I'm actually going with, the guy was like, don't worry, I'll get this done. This girl comes over and she does all the measuring. And so they send this 2D thing. And it's like, it looks pretty simple. You know what I mean? The lawn you're going to do, where you're going to put like rocks or whatever, plants, and, you know, expand in the front yard, whatever the thing you're going to do, it's right there. Okay, so now when you get this application, so now you have to go on to the portal, which I didn't have a password for. So, you know, the thing said they're going to send you a password. They never did. So I'm on the phone hot. Then the lady sends me an email and says, hey, it looks like your account is active. So I go, then I figure it out. I go, oh, okay. So I just go online and I go, forgot password. And then, you know, they go through that process, and then I was able to log in. So I had this like architectural, you know, freaking this long application with all this nonsense on it. You know what I mean? Nonsense, like sheer nonsense. It's like it's your freaking house. You know what I mean? Anyways, you fill out the damn forms. And then it's like, you're supposed to get your neighbors to sign this. What? You're making us do the lawn. Thankfully, actually, I don't really have any neighbors yet. So that's kind of dope. So I put that on the application. I don't got no neighbors. We're a corner house. I don't know who. There's nobody across the street living there yet. Nobody to the left. We're done. People behind us too. You know, in the court, they're not there either. So, sorry. So anyways, so you fill all that out. Then you have to like upload it. And then they're like, you know, it could take 30 days. It's like, what are you talking about? 30 days for what? Like, an HOA is so crazy what you have to deal with. And then apparently there's only 2 people that's dealing with like hundreds of homes, man. Hundreds. Anyways, so I'm dealing with that, man. You know, that's a nightmare. Good stuff is Little Wolf is like, this morning, this dude. So we've been feeding him like real food now, you know. So you'll have some eggs, but every time he has applesauce. So this morning, you know, Rachel's tired, and so I grab him and I take him. I'm in the family room with him a little bit, and I'm messing around with, like, you know, he's got his little toys and this little mat, and he's like, you know, I love watching him. He's got all the independent play of like between 7 months and 9 months. That's so interesting to watch them try to figure stuff out. But he farted, and I was like, uh-oh. Then he farted again, and I said, uh-oh. Then I took him into the changing area to change him, and this was the biggest, most disgusting baby poop. I was like, I'm so proud. That's my boy with that big ass poop. But it was so stinky. I had to like, I couldn't just wipe him off. It was because now, if you guys have kids, you know, like 8-9 months, they do not want to be changed. They're just like kicking, and his foot is getting into poop. And I'm like, oh my God. You know, so I just picked him up, wiped off as much as I could. And then I had to take him and wash him off. You know what I mean? I had to wash his little ass off because I was like, oh, this is disgusting. So my kid is pooping a lot. That's the information I have for you there. All right, let's go to comments. We got to go to comments. Oh, I wanted to say on the comments, you know, I noticed that so they have a section on the comment section called Held for Review, you know, and I don't normally go to that Held for Review because I normally just read the comments and I go. And then they have like all these different, they have a thing called like haven't responded yet. There's like all these filters for the comments on YouTube. I'm just telling you guys this for the people that are positive and even for the negative trolls. You know, here's the thing. YouTube actually, if you write something terrible in a comment, like you call somebody names and you curse and you say stuff that you think is, you know, you're trying to be an asshole, they flag it and they put it in a folder. It's actually pretty great. I didn't know. Like, I was wondering where all the negative comments were. Like, I was like, this is unusual. Usually there's like, you know, you have all those like trolley type comments. But then I found this folder and I was like, oh, wow. I read the first one and I was like, oh, I see why they blocked this. And then I just erase all of them. I don't even have to. So I'm just like, oh, the reason I'm telling you this is this. If you're a troll and you want to get something to me, you gotta be nice. And then I'll see to my comments and I'll read it and I might respond or I might not. But if you're using certain type of language and you just like, I'll never see it. Never. I just saw one and I already knew. Now I know what that is. And there was so many I erased. I didn't read one of them. I'm so much more healthier now with not worrying about this crap. I mean, the biggest thing too is like people like, it's so funny. Like I got a comment on Instagram. It's weird that like, somebody will be like, hey man, you're very, what do you call it? Oh, I like how you're in the middle. You look at it both sides, and then there'll be another comment where somebody will be like, "You're a left-wing wacko," and I'm like, "You people that watch me regularly, I'm talking about the regulars, okay? Do I come across as a left-wing wacko?" That seemed like I was like, man, people really have whatever kind of impression they're going to have of you, and you honestly can't worry about it. But anyways, here we go. Let's get into some of the comments that I saw. Somebody said, Griffin always talks about the episode. I'm 10 minutes in, and it's an instant classic. All right. I didn't know I had instant classics. Well, that's good. Thank you, sir. Miley Pitt said, shout out to the respectful Skankfest fans. In my head, I'm picturing wild, crazy fans with no sense of personal space. That's actually not what it is. They're actually, like I say, man, these people are great, man. The Skankfest was really, really great. I have to say again, like, it's a great group of people that come. Of course, you have some weirdos, but if you think about it, you have to like buy a plane ticket and fly to Vegas, you know, and then you're going to see like somebody that you listen to all the time or you're a huge fan of. Like the guy that sent me I used to have candles from this guy. He walked up to me. He was like, yo, bro, I'm the one to send you the candles. I'm like, oh, it's the candle dude. So, you meet people like that. You know what I mean? Let's see. Somebody said, coincidence, the two best podcasts are Riffin with Griffin, and This Is Important. There's a Workaholics fan. Somebody said, Kamel Cozy said, I agree with you about the war. Really loved your analogy of using a baby as a shield. Yeah, I don't know how to feel about any of the stuff that's going on over in the Middle East, but, if you watch last episode, you'll get that reference. Let's see. Somebody said, oh, this guy Max said, sounds like you're kind of embarrassed about the commercial thing. Don't be, bro. Your true fans are proud of you. No, I don't know. This is what I'm saying about people have weird impressions of you. Embarrassed? Are you kidding me? Every time you guys see that commercial in your head, I want you to go ching ching. Because that's what that means. This same guy said, bro, we have so many of the same shirts. Yeah, well, I go to like them. I love graphic tees from the Big Man store, DXL. This guy, Dylan McCooley. I don't think I'm saying his name right. Love you, Eric. You were one of my first comics I ever saw at the Comedy Store a couple years back. Oh, that's great. Let's see. Joel M6631. Oh, here's a good example of what I'm talking about. This guy said, JD Vance destroyed Waltz. Trump 2024. Your commie is showing. Like that's like this is some idiotic stuff. You know what I mean? So, I mean, that's a guy who's just, no matter what happens, he's going to vote for Trump. You know what I mean? No matter what Trump does, no matter what he does, he's going to vote for him. He doesn't want to have a discussion. He doesn't want to see like either side. And I'll say again, I thought the vice presidential debate was great. I thought both guys showed themselves in a different light. Whether they were being truthful or not, it doesn't matter. But it was very regal and presidential, which I thought we haven't seen from Trump in any of his debates. This was very much like, I'm going to challenge your point. I'm going to tell you my point. This is what we want to do. I thought that was great. And I thought Vance handled himself, whether you like him or not, he handled himself in the best way you possibly could in that situation. So I gave props to both guys. But this idiot, your commie is showing. Man, you guys are idiots, man. Somebody said eating of cats was not debunked. Listen, this whole eating cats, let's say that this did happen. Are you saying that if there was one person that was like whatever, do you think that everybody that comes across the border or everybody that's trying to come into America, that they're all criminals, that they all have nothing to offer, that no one, you know what I mean? So it's like, so then we like, so now that if that did happen, does that one person represent everyone that comes across the border? By that logic, so, you know, it's like every straight male or every, not even straight, because look at Jeffrey Dahmer, like, you know, serial killers are all white. For the most part, you know, there's a couple crazy ones. Everybody has the ability, but for the most part, you see, like, you know, Bundy and these guys. Do we say all white people are like that? You know, it's like you have a serial killer, and you're like, oh, okay, well, you know, all the white people, they're killing people in droves. You know, you don't do that. It's like an isolated incident. So my thing is like, even if that happened with one crazy person who was starving or whatever their reasoning is, should that be talked about in a presidential debate in a way that is trying to make everyone that come across the border a criminal? I don't know, man. So I don't. We live in crazy times because people are easily influenced and no one wants to have actually a discussion or talk about things. There's no nuance. You know what I mean? There's no nuance, but whatever. Then somebody said about the Diddy case. They said over 1,000 victims. They got a hotline now. So think of like how many parties Diddy has had over 20 years. He's had all these parties. So now they got a hotline like, have you been to a Diddy party and experienced something? Call this number. I mean, imagine if you just were like with a friend and you went to the party and you were just like so happy to be there. And now 20 years later, you're like, oh, you know what? I think I can get some money. I don't know if this is justice being served. I mean, if there are real victims that experience some real abuse, okay. Like, you know, hopefully they get some justice and get some compensation. You know what I mean? But I think that this is like, you're just piling on. You could have just been like, I drove by a Diddy party and I felt, you know what I'm saying? You could be like, I drove by and the music was so loud in my eardrum, so I think it gets some money. Strange, man. I think it's super strange, but you know, it is what it is, right? You know, it is what it is. All right, let's get to it today. Some of the stuff that I want to talk about. You know, they canceled my favorite show. Not my favorite show, but one of my favorite new shows on Netflix. This Jeff Goldblum show, Kaos. They freaking canceled it. I'm like, what? Like, the most interesting show in a while. You should really watch it. But at the same time, don't watch it. Because you're going to be like, oh, I want to see where this goes. And of course, they cancel it. It's like, there's no growth at all. There's no, like, let's build up. Man, if Seinfeld came out today on Netflix, it would have never got to season 7 or 10 or whatever it is, because they would have canceled it. Because the first season was like really rocky. They were trying to find their way, and then they got into a groove season 2, 3. But Netflix would be like, yeah, okay, we don't care. Let's move on. Cancel it. Let's move, you know? Sucks. I really like this show. It's kind of like this very interesting take on mythology about the Greek gods and like what would that be like. I felt like it was great writing, you know, and they just didn't give it a chance. So it's just kind of like, if the people don't gravitate to it right away, they go, well, this isn't good. But that sucks, because the only thing like masses might come to are like what? Superheroes or something, or it has to be like stars. I mean, that means, well, then what are we doing? Is that all you want to see? That's it? You don't want to like have any sort of like artistic growth? Or does the art mean anything? Does the writing mean anything? Does the acting mean anything? Are you telling me that it's strictly and solely about views? That's it? Well, that sucks. But I hate finding out a show that I was really looking forward to. And Netflix does this a lot. What was the show? There was a show about like, it was like werewolf clans or something. Very interesting show. It was British. It was put together great. 10 episodes. You're like, oh, I love this world. Canceled. They what was that other? Oh man, I don't even know all the shows. There's so many of them that I just go. It's disappointing. It's almost like because when you start watching a show now, you might watch it and be like, "Ooh, oh, I love this," and you really get into it, and then it's like you just can't fall in love with anything. It's almost like creators have to just do one-offs. You know, I'm just gonna do 10 episodes. I'm gonna tell my complete story, and I'm gonna move on. I mean, it sucks for actors and the business. It sucks for the grips and the makeup people and all these kind of things because they're just canceling shows left and right. But, who knows, man? All right. So big news of the day is from yesterday is Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets. So they fired their coach, Robert Saleh. All right. So if you follow football at all, Aaron Rodgers is probably one of the greatest quarterbacks ever, but he's a weird personality. He's very arrogant, but of course, when you're one of the greatest ever, he's one of the top 5 greatest quarterbacks ever. It's just hands down. The guy could throw the ball like nobody's business. He only won 1 Super Bowl, but he's got like 4 or 5 MVPs. He's great, but he's old. He won 2 MVPs like 4 years ago back to back. And then he just fell off. And this is what happens. The guy's 40. He's 39 years old. In the last year at Green Bay, he hasn't thrown for 300 yards in a while. He got hurt. He tore his Achilles. So he goes to the Jets. He's supposed to be the savior. They got a great defense. The city's excited. And then the owner's like, let me go get Aaron Rodgers. They convince him to come. He even changes his deal. And in 4 plays into the season, when he's 39 years old, he tears his Achilles. Ruins the season. So now we're waiting all year. He's coming, we hear all this stuff in the off season. He goes to Egypt. He misses some OTAs. But for the most part, people seem to be really excited. He's still a great thrower of the ball. He comes out this season where he doesn't play at all in the preseason, which I think was crazy. I think he should have played to test that Achilles, get hit, see how you feel. He didn't play at all. So, of course, the first game of the season was against the 49ers, and the 49ers put the spank on him. So then you were kind of like, oh, man, what's going on? And then it's just been a rocky up and down with the team. The offense looks stagnant. It's stale. Hackett, that guy should be fired. They should have fired him, not Saleh. But anyways, throughout the season, there's these weird moments between the coach and Aaron Rodgers. But, Aaron Rodgers is like 40 years old. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. What does he care what this guy, this young coach has to say? So there's already a dynamic there where you feel like who's really running the team, and then you got the owner of the Jets who is just like, this is one of these guys like what's his name? The Dallas Cowboys owner, Jerry Jones, or the dude that owns the Knicks. These kind of guys, it's just like, dude, I know you own the team, but you don't know what you're doing. You know what I mean? That kind of thing, There's certain elements of what you're doing that's hindering the team's success. And Woody Johnson is his name, I think. This guy's terrible, man. The Jets have been a travesty of an organization for 2 decades, And now here we are. He fires this guy, and he claims that Aaron Rodgers didn't know. I don't believe that. You went on a private jet to go get Aaron Rodgers. You paid him all this money. You put a lot of hype into the season. And you're telling me that after a loss in London, you fly home and you're telling me that the owner just didn't decide to tell this guy who is like the cornerstone of the franchise right now. And they have a very small window because, let's be honest, the guy's going to be 41 years old in December. This is it. So I don't believe that he didn't go tell Aaron Rodgers. But of course, Aaron Rodgers is up in arms. He's all over the internet. Aaron Rodgers insists he played no role in firing of Robert Saleh as a Jets coach and called such allegations patently false. But it's like, bro, I think he should come out and be upset that he wasn't told. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing that's like, that's how he should be talking about it. It shouldn't be about like, hey, I had nothing to do with this. Does protest too much, in my opinion. And there's so many articles about this now. There's just article after article about like, like this one in this article, the Rodgers-Saleh relationship has been under the microscope since June, with Saleh fined the 4-time MVP for a vacation in Egypt. Like, run the team, bro. So yeah, you know, you being a coach, you're not always going to be liked. So they had their ups and downs. I just feel like Aaron Rodgers should have come out and gave his support for Saleh. And even if he didn't mean it, that would be a better vibe, you know? Just come out and be like, yeah, Robert Saleh, we didn't always get along, but I don't think he should have been fired like this. Like, talk like that. I don't know, man. You know, it's just a real strange vibe. You know what I mean? So, I don't know, man. I hope that, I hope that, because listen, I like Aaron Rodgers, you know? I wish he had more championships, you know, or at least Super Bowl appearances. I like his game, I like his style, even like his personality. I like that he's like arrogant and kind of aloof, you know, I like how he is. And I just wish that he had more success because, you know, to have 4 MVPs, I believe he has 4 or 5 MVPs and a Super Bowl victory, and then just a lot of disappointing playoff performances. I mean, he really could have went down as one of the greatest ever, but it's just hard to say that now when you have 7 Super Bowls, Tom Brady, and 3 or 4 Super Bowls of Patrick Mahomes. You know, then you have like Joe Montana and you have these kind of guys. But I think he's right up there in the talent. I think he's way more talented as a quarterback than Tom Brady, but he ain't a winner like Tom Brady. You know, I think that Patrick Mahomes plays more like Aaron Rodgers than he does, you know, Tom Brady, because he's just a better thrower. He's faster. You know what I'm saying? But like that talent doesn't always translate to winning or to making the team better. But, you know, who knows, man? Who knows what's going to happen? This could just be the complete debacle of a season comes. And then if I was Aaron Rodgers, I would just retire. You're 41 years old. Like, you don't have it anymore. And he looks old as hell, too. I don't know if you guys saw that game against the Vikings. Today, oh my goodness. You just look like, oof. He looked all of 41 right now. So, who knows, man? All right. That's all I wanted to talk about that. Now let's talk about my guilty pleasure. Guys, I've talked about 90 Day Fiancé in the past. And Big Brother too. We'll talk about Big Brother next week. But 90 Day Fiancé, this season of, what do you call it? 90 Day before the 90 Day. So this is like they have already met and they're like going to get married or something. I don't know I don't know what the difference is between these things, but I just want to tell you, this season is absolutely insane. And let's talk about it. First of all, you have this couple. Tiger Lily, stupid ass name, she's 41 from Texas. And this dude, Adon, who's 23 years old. Okay? 23 years old, and he's from, where is he from? He's from Jordan. So first of all, she decided that she was going to like get out of her last marriage because the guy was controlling, she said. Okay. That was how she said it. She goes, my last marriage, you know, I don't want to be with a controlling guy. So she decides to get with a dude from Jordan. And of course, what do you think happens, guys? He's super freaking controlling. So they're crazy. And this age gap is crazy. Like, what's 41 and 23? Like, I'm just saying, when you meet somebody online like this, you know, and I don't want to be a hypocrite because I got a big age gap, but it ain't like this. Like, I think that a 41-year-old grown-ass woman, what is she going to get from this 23-year-old model? Like, I wouldn't think this wouldn't work even the other way. If the dude's 41 and she's 23, you're like, oh, she got to live a little bit longer than this, man. I think you got to wait till she get to at least 30 before you go, okay, this is okay to have a big age gap. But this age gap is already an issue to me. Crazy. But this couple's crazy. Like he's always like, you can't be around other men. I mean, it's so crazy. Like, so that's bad shit. This one. This chick's 38 from New Mexico. And she's, what a handful. First of all, she's into chickens. Like, she got chickens as pets. And she's uber sexual. This dude, he's from Nigeria. And he's blind. Yeah, I said it right. Black, blind Nigerian dude. The crazy chicken lady from New Mexico flies to meet him, and then she can't wait to like get dicked down by this blind black dude who doesn't see how weird she is. You know what I mean? And they have all this like, but of course, when they get there, all hell breaks loose. This couple. Lauren is his name. He's 33 from Nevada. And this Faith, 31 from the Philippines. And you can see by her face, this a transgender person. So, okay, more power to you. He doesn't seem to care. You know, he got a little sugar in his tank anyway. So he's like, all right. So he goes to meet her in the Philippines. And they have and then he comes up. They can't wait to be intimate. But then he realizes that he has an STD. Now, they've been in a relationship, mind you. Okay, they've been in a long-distance relationship. And then he says on the thing, he goes, you know, I didn't know you could get an STD from somebody going down on you. So, of course, the transgender girl is furious with him. But that's what I'm saying, though, is like, what a couple you're going to find, right? It gets better. Then you got this guy. Niles, whatever her name is, 28 from Alabama. No. That's his name. He's not Niles, 28 from Alabama, and Matilda from Ghana. She's 23. Okay. Looks like a pretty interesting couple, right? Except for the fact that he is severely autistic. Dude is like autistic as, okay? He's super autistic. Sweet guy, though. Them autistic guys, they sweet. You know what I mean? He got that thing, man. And so he going to, and her family, like, they going to Ghana. Does Ghana even know, like, do they even acknowledge it as like the way we do? Like I heard the people on the show talk about they don't even accept it the way we accept it. They look at it as some sort of like, oh, is this the devil? You know what I mean? So that's crazy relationship. I don't even know about this couple. This couple, I'm going to ignore this couple. This couple. Brian, 52 from Illinois, and Ingrid, 33 from Brazil. So this dude gets on a plane. He in a wheelchair because he is an ex-drug dealer who got shot and is now paralyzed. And he's going to go see her. And he hasn't revealed to her how he got into the wheelchair. And that's what happens in the season 2. Y'all, I mean, you can't make this stuff up. You can't make it up. Like, are you kidding me? You got, oh wait, oops, sorry. Oh, there you go. You can't make this up. You got autistic people, wheelchair, blind, chicken loving, big age gap. Like, this show has everything you need, man. You got to watch it. If you're watching it, let me know what you guys feel about this show, because this show is so crazy. But like I said, guys, if you got comments and whatever, you know, we can start the discussion. You know, I love a good comment. Come on in and yeah, we'll see. But, you know, you got to be like respectful, or at least you have to like word it in a way that you're not going to get flagged. So just letting you know, if you write something, you know, disparaging, it goes to a folder. I never see it. And then I go to that folder. I don't even look at the stuff. I just erase it. So anything that's in that folder, I erase. And it could just be there by accident, but I just don't care. I'm on my personal growth and health. And, my peace of mind is so much better that I don't even know what's going on Twitter, man. Anybody I talk to about Twitter or X, or whatever you call it now, they all say the same thing. It's always like, oh man, I'm seeing some like the most racist things I've ever seen before, or I've seen somebody get shot, or it's porno. And I'm like, what happened to Twitter? What happened to it? I don't know, but I'll never know, and I don't even care, because like I say, I use it for this. So when I do my podcast, I'll send out the thing for people to see it. But other than that, I don't spend any time on it, because I know that I'm not going to get any news from that I want to see. I actually love using the Apple News program, but even there's so many like news outlets that you could get information from. So, you just got to figure out like what you believe or what you don't believe, or what you trust or don't trust, and decipher through these things, man. Really take a look and look at like 2, 3, 4, 5 different things to see if you see the same story within it, because that's where you could probably find the truth. But it's tough times. We'll see in terms of getting information, what I mean. But anyways, thanks for subscribing to the podcast, guys. Hit the subscribe so you can get the notification so you know when I'm going live. Hit me on Twitch, man. I'm probably going to be on Twitch. I'm probably going to take Rachel to dinner right now, and then I'm going to be on Twitch. So come check that out, guys. And then, I'm on Patreon. There's a bunch of episodes up there already, but I'm going to do a big one because I've missed a couple of weeks. So if you're a Patreon member, look out for that. You got some stuff coming. I'll just, talk about the stuff that's going on. But I appreciate you guys being here as always. I appreciate that. The podcast is going. Still working on my 300th episode. I'll let you guys know about that. I'm traveling. I'm going to be in San Diego this weekend. I'm going to be at the American Comedy Club this weekend, starting tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So if you want to check me out there. And then I'm coming to, where is it? The Connecticut. I'm going to update my website so you can find out all the dates that I got coming up. So check me out there too, guys. Come watch me do comedy. I'm still doing comedy. Love comedy. I'm still a great comic. I'm a fantastic comic. Let me tell you, I'm hilarious, guys. So come check me out live. So appreciate you guys watching this show. Short episode this week. Love y'all. And I will see you next week. All right, guys. That was the audio version is now done. And so I will see y'all. You video people. Thank you for watching. Oh, yeah.